Can you hear me now? I mean, you can hear me, but can you hear me? Can you hear me, Kevin? Kevin can hear me. Okay, the video can hear me. And so last week, who remembers how we started out the story last week? What did we learn about? Well, reverence, but there was an Old Testament story we told. Elijah atop Mount Carmel with the prophets of Baal. Right? And what happened with Elijah on top of Mount Carmel with the prophets of Baal? Right. They all danced around and cut themselves and prayed and nobody answered, and then Elijah prayed to God and God sent fire down from heaven and ate the wood, the oxen, the rocks and the dirt and everything. The water, and licked it all up. Just boom, gone. Everything. You know what happened after that? What happened after that is all the people believed. And so Elijah and the people chased down all those prophets of Baal and slaughtered them. Killed them dead. Killed them dead because they were prophets of Baal. They were devil worshippers, basically. Which nowadays that wouldn't be what we wanted to do. We wouldn't want to kill them. We would want to try and help them find Jesus. But so I'm telling you this Bible story because I want you to get it. Because we just tried to get y'all to sign up for VBS, and y'all sat there like this. And so I wanted to talk to you about this. There's a great example, and it happens just right after this. See, right after this, there's an interaction between Ahab, which was the king at the time, and Elijah. And Elijah tells Ahab, go tell your wife Jezebel what happened. And then Elijah's on the run from Jezebel because she's trying to kill him, right? Because he's teaching the opposite of what she believes. She's trying to kill him dead. One of these days, I'll tell you how she died. That'd be, I know you know. I know that the Lord will bring that around, and we're not going to do it tonight. Because anyway, what happens next is Elijah has a conversation with God and is like, look, this woman is going to be the death of me. She's going to end up killing me. And God's like, no, she'll get hers. But your time's just about over anyway. Why don't you go pick this dude out, right? And so that brings us to our scripture. Bring it up, 1 Kings 19. So basically, when it says Elijah, when it says it's talking about Elijah. He departed from there where he was. He had just had a conversation with Ahab and had been praying, and he kind of had a tough time there after the Mount Carmel thing. But then he departed from there and he found say that name. So there's some debate. There's some debate. I always said Elisha. I always said Elisha because that's what it looks like. It looks like Elisha to me. But when I realized that it's a man, I was like, well, Elisha, because that sounds more manly, right? So we're going to call him Elisha. Yeah, not that. Elisha. So he departed from there and he found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen in front of him. And he was with the 12th. All right. So 12 yoke of oxen. I know that at one point we talked about a yoke, but 12 yoke of oxen is 24 oxen. Because a yoke, come up here, Caleb. Because a yoke is 2 oxen. I picked you because you're about my size, which is crazy. Did you call me fat? Oh. So a yoke is something that goes over my shoulders and over his shoulders. Put your arm around me. And they would put an older oxen with a younger one so the older one could guide and show which way they're supposed to go. You follow me? And so he had 12 yoke of oxen. You got the picture? Hurry up. Are you videoing? Okay, good. So 12 yoke of oxen, right? And he's in the back. So how strong you have to be on a plow being toted by 24 oxen. Anybody ever tried to hold a big dog from running? I mean, if we have a dog at home, he's real big, put him on a leash, he going to drag you around the yard. Baby's big, but he ain't the size of an ox. I mean, he walks around the house like an ox. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Sven's more like an ox than he. Sven's shaped like an ox, just smaller. But anyway, so Elisha is at the back of these 24 oxen. So you realize he's going to have to be a bad dude. I mean, pretty strong dude. Pretty strong dude if he is working a team of 24 oxen, right? So Elijah passed by him and cast his cloak upon him. What do you think that means? He walked by him, he took his cloak, dropped it on him. What do you think that meant? He's out in the field plowing, so was he cold? He wasn't cold. It ain't like when you fall asleep on the couch and your mom comes to put the Afghan over you. Oh, poor baby, we'll keep her warm. It ain't like that. BJ, what you got? Nobody can hear you. So when Elisha passes by him and casts his cloak upon him, BJ tells us, and I tend to agree, that Elisha is saying, here, you're about to have my job. I think in some versions it says mantle, doesn't it? In some versions it says mantle, and mantle is pretty much means job or workload. Now, here's the thing that I want you to understand, because we ask y'all to sign up for VBS, and the majority of y'all are like this. Not me. Maybe if they volunteer, I'll say something, but not me. And so that's kind of how y'all are. But notice what Elisha does. Give me verse 20. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, let me kiss my father and mother, and then I will go follow you. And he said to him, go back again, for what have I done to you? 21. And he returned from following him and took the yoke of oxen and sat them and boiled their flesh with the yokes of oxen and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he arose and went after Elijah and assisted him. So Elijah basically said, come on. And he said, all right, let me eat supper, and then I'm out. So did he say, wait, you need to find somebody else? Is that what he did? No. Somebody said, Elijah said, time to go, so he went after supper. But really, he went after a sacrifice that atoned for his sins and supper, and he went. Did you get a microphone? Nice. In his mind, he was already gone. You're right. In his mind, he was already gone. So let's have the next one. So let's fast forward a few thousand years. So now we're up to Jesus. We're up to Jesus. And it says, while walking by the Sea of Galilee, he, should be a capital H in that, just by the way, he saw two brothers. Creeping me out. He saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Verse 19. Watch this, y'all. And he said to them, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. Verse 20. Look what they did. Did they say, wait, we got to catch more fish. Wait, we got to pay our bills. Wait, I got a family at home. I got to take care of them. What did they do? Immediately left their nets and followed him. You're killing me, boy. Technical issues if you're paying attention at home. If you're keeping score at home, that's technical stuff 2, worship service 1. And so, did they like both of them, they just took off, right? They're like, Jesus said, come on, so they went. Next. And then Jesus keeps on rolling along. He sees somebody else, says, what did you say to me? Yeah. Oh, did you put the wrong verse in there? Same chapter, the next 2 verses. So the next thing is happening, and he keeps on walking, and he sees 2 more fishermen who were in the boat with their daddy, the sons of Zebedee. They were in their boat with their daddy, and he said, come, follow me. You know what they did? They said, peace out, Pops, and they rolled out. They didn't say, hold on. Only if somebody else does it too. Look at 22. Yeah, I like it. They straightaway left the boat and their father and followed him. If you're going to talk, you need to come up here. So, I mean, I have another disciple getting called in just a minute, but I don't know that I want to go there just yet. I want y'all to get this. Last week, we talked about respect, and we talked about how God is just awesome, and he deserves our respect. And this week, we're talking about how those that followed him back in the day and those that followed Jesus back in the day just did what they were supposed to.
Okay, so you have to realize, think about this. The first guy, Elisha, is plowing a field so he can grow stuff and make money to live. Second 2 people, we're fishing, which is their job, not their hobby.
But not just to make money for himself, but to make money for himself, his mom, and his dad, and his entire family.
So they're making money, not just having fun. The other guys were fishing to provide for their entire family, and they were in debt with their taxes, whatever. And what I'm saying is they were doing something that they needed to do to live, and then Jesus was like, hey, you, follow me. And they were like, I bet. So they were doing something they needed to do, and then something more important came up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that one because I don't remember the whole thing, but I got you. So let's talk about the next disciple that's called. And I want to, but before you do, richest person you know. You don't know Bill Gates? You know of Bill Gates. I do know that about her. Okay, so Bill Hunt. I've met Deion Sanders as well. Deion's pretty rich. I think he probably has Bill beat. Maybe by a couple mil. What? What did you say? Oh, Bob Smiley. Bob, if you're watching, I love you. but he don't have near as much money as Bill Hunt. Anyway, so here's the deal. So when you think about somebody that's got a lot of money, what are the kind of things that they have? New car, nice things, expensive stuff, food. Well, we have food. Maybe have more expensive food, more food. Valuables, yeah, they got a nice watch. They got all this stuff, right? All right, and so here's the deal. Yes. Right? If you want to become rich, don't spend anything. That's straight from Dave Bramley. Right? But they maybe don't spend a lot of money, but when they do buy something, it's really, really nice. Ooh, so nice. You like Monster too much. I tell you what, you should be proud of me. I was in the convenience store looking at the Monster. I felt my stomach, and I walked over here and got my wife a coffee and walked up and just got the coffee, and that's it. Turned down the Monster. But all right, anyway, back to this guy. All right, so think about it. So I know that, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. You heard what I said. So I'm just going to use Deion Sanders. Deion, if you happen to catch this, no offense. But I know Deion's got a nicer car than me. I know Deion has got better shoes than me. I just know it. I mean, he could have bought the same brand, but he only wore them half as much as I did, so his were always better than mine. Anyway, moving on. So when we go to this next guy is a tax collector. Okay? So in the days of Jesus, the tax collectors, these were like the Bill Gates of the Jews. Like these were the folks that had the money. Problem is, they sold out their people to get the money. So, but they were rolling. They were rolling in the dough. Like they had the fine clothes. They had a nice house. They had a house with a fence. Like it smelled good in their house. They had a house where it got a breeze. Yeah. A house where it got a breeze. You cold? Sorry about you. I'm up here sweating. But they had a house where it was like cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And a lot of people didn't have that. And so let's talk about Matthew. Bringing it up. Matthew is a tax collector. You really want me to say that verse? And whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith. True story. So you having trouble back there? So anyway, Jesus is rolling along and he sees this tax collector, Matthew. Guess what he says to Matthew? Guess. He said, hey, I need you to buy me a Coke. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's, Devin. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Jesus did pay his taxes. He got a fish out of the ocean, opened his mouth, and got a coin to pay his taxes. Out of a fish's mouth. Look it up. So check this out. What he said to Matthew was, follow me. You know what Matthew did? I bet. Like father. Actually, this time it was like son, like father. Yeah. So I need you to get that. And so it was like Deion leaving his big old spot he's got over there in Canton and coming and hanging out with us. But like not bringing any of his stuff. Like just come and moving in a room with Brian. You getting it? So I think I remember the tightrope turn left. So think about, are you going to come tell it? I love it.
Okay. Imagine your life is a tightrope. Okay? It goes in a straight line. Point A, point B, it doesn't end. It just goes in a straight line. Okay? The way these people are living their lives, they're going on this tightrope in a straight line. And as soon as Jesus says, follow me, it's like you're going on this tightrope and he says, hang a left. That's right. This way's left. Right? So he's saying, on your tightrope that goes in a straight line, take a left. Take a left.
So we're rolling along on our life. Let's think about us. Let's think about us, because I'm pretty positive there's some people in here that haven't accepted Jesus Christ as their Savior. Just positive, just pretty positive. Okay, I know there's several of you in here that have, and that's awesome. But even those that haven't, life's a struggle. A tightrope ain't easy. It's hard. It's hard for me to just stand on one foot. I can't imagine doing it on a rope that's not stable. Walking a tightrope is a hard life. And so when Jesus calls us to himself, when he says, hey, you, follow me, that's what it's like. It's like you're on this tightrope, turn left. Step off of what you know and on to me. Leave what you know and trust in me. Matthew left everything. Dude had it all except a relationship with his parents. He didn't have very many friends. But he had money running out his ears. And he was making friends with some of the Romans, which was weird. But when Jesus said, follow me, and he said, bet, it was like he stepped off the path that was safe and followed after a Savior. The guys in the boat, the sons of Zebedee, they're making a living with their dad, taking care of the fam. Jesus says, follow me. They roll out. They don't know what they're going to have for dinner. I mean, some of you didn't eat corn dogs because it was corn dogs. Look, no, I'm talking about Caleb. Yeah, I am. But he's not the only one that didn't eat a corn dog. Right, but whatever. He didn't eat a corn dog. The deal is, if he didn't know where his next meal was coming from, he wouldn't be a pescatarian. You say you would? But if you didn't know where you was going to get your next meal, whatever your next meal was, you'd eat it. That's what I'm saying. So this is the thing. These guys left him, they left their jobs, and they just went with him. They didn't know where they were going to sleep. They didn't know if they were going to eat dinner or what they were going to have for dinner. They didn't know where they was going to be tomorrow. We have a life that's pretty cushy. You know, you got a pillow at home waiting for you. And you know that you got somebody that loves you is going to wake you up for school tomorrow. You may not like that they're going to wake you up for school, but you know you got somebody that loves you that's going to do that. Whatever, Rogers. There's somebody there when you wake up. What you said? Oh. Okay, but you got somebody at home that's going to be there whether they're asleep or not when you wake up for school. And then, gotta go potty. But here's the thing that you got to get. I want you to get it because we're asking you to show up somewhere where for the majority of the time you're going to have air conditioning and food and probably candy, and you're going to get to hang out with my wife and probably Miss Beth, and you're going to be around me. We're asking you to do that. All we're asking you to do is spend a week trying to help the church teach people about Jesus, and you're like, ew, doing something gross. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. Come on. This is the reason we're doing service projects, to get you out of yourself and into serving. Just said it because I didn't know if the microphone picked it up. Did you hear what Miss Beth was saying? Did you hear what Beth was saying? Try it again. Try it again.
Okay, then. Yeah, one of the reasons we're doing service projects is so that you understand that the world doesn't revolve around you, and that it is a blessing. You get more out of serving others than they get out of you serving them.